Support for this podcast comes from UTSA. UTSA's graduate school has a top-tier program for your field of study and offers outstanding opportunities for hands-on research and scholarly publishing. The academic community of UTSA features a world-class faculty, a professional development center, and mentoring programs to contribute to your future success. UTSA, the University of Texas at San Antonio. Visit utsa.edu/graduate to learn more or apply.
We can talk about it.
Blog Talk Radio.
It's here.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
They're all hot, don't.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'm afraid!
Don't be afraid!
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Gingy.
Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Gentlemen, I am pain.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
Have you checked the children?
Have you checked the children?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I think he's in trouble. Julie, this guy, if he can't take a joke, he stinks.
There's no more room in hell. The dead will walk here.
There's a flesh wound.
Hello, Flesh Wound Radio freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Horror Society Presents Flesh Wound Radio. I'm Daniel Shine, joined as always by Todd Loya. Todd, how goes it, and how went your Halloween?
It was a very busy Halloween. It went well. I was very happy with the events of the long day.
Yeah, I was going to say, you did have pretty much morning through night sort of Halloween. How was the UEW event?
It was really good. Probably, if not my favorite event thus far, in the top couple. It is available, and the hard cam angle is already available on Vimeo. Also, cheap plug.
Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I was going to say the pumpkin patch death match, I bet, was interesting again.
Yes, it was. I don't know if you saw the results, but I was happy with the opponent.
Who was? I did not. I have to be honest. I didn't. I was so busy over Halloween. Who was it? It
was Homeless Jimmy.
Ah. Well, there you go. That had to be particularly interesting.
Yes, it was. It was something that you could. There'd been tension between those two, so very cool.
Not going to see that in WWE for sure.
That is no broken legs either.
No broken legs, exactly. If we have. Well, I'm going to be at Survivor Series, so that's really interesting to me now. I just hope they don't do something stupid like bring Cena back early and have him win it, but we'll see.
No.
Too early for a wrestling rant, but my Halloween went pretty well. We had a couple freaky occurrences because we kind of set out chairs. We sit outside and hand out candy, and being in Atlanta, the weather's pretty decent for that. And so we were sitting there, and first weird thing, it could have been a young, older teen, but somebody sits down right next to us in a Grim Reaper costume, doesn't say anything, just said hello to the dude. Assuming it's a dude, and just sat there, stared. We had a fire going and everything, sat there for over half an hour, didn't say a word, and just got up and left. It would have been a little more scary if he didn't have the plastic scythe that kind of, didn't make him much of a threat, but nonetheless, that was creepy. And, my brother's debating whether to, tell him he's going to beat his ass if he doesn't leave. So it was weird, but then, I was taking my niece, just around the, neighborhood, which is, on the nearby neighborhoods, which are, it's pretty big. And, I get a call from my brother, and he said, be careful. There was somebody was warning about some dude dressed as a preacher that was going around, like, screaming at people. And he's like, you're not near this street, are you? And sure enough, I looked right on the fucking street. There's, like, no street light, and I'm just like, son of a bitch. Fortunately, no encounters with this weird preacher dude that apparently was yelling at people. So it was an interesting night, but we'll talk about it a little bit later. We didn't actually advertise it. I was going to say Ash versus the Evil Dead. We'll have to talk about that later tonight. It was a really nice Halloween. A lot of kids in this neighborhood, so yeah, not a whole lot of candy left. I'm a little disappointed about that, but I did find some pretty sweet pumpkin salsa though, which was kind of my highlight earlier in the day. Somebody had neighbor makes it, and it's actually really fucking good. So, yeah, never had pumpkin salsa, but it's good. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how this will gel, but it tastes really, really good. So
interesting.
So yeah, ate a lot of snacks and had a pretty good time. And yes, so we've got several reviews for you guys tonight. I just want to throw out there, due to some last-minute difficulties, we will not have a review for The Wicked Within tonight. So just want to get that out there. If you're waiting for that one, that's going to be next week. We do apologize for that, but, unfortunately it was a last-minute issue that we just weren't able to get it in time. So we do have quite a few reviews for you guys tonight, including Bloodsucking Bastards, Stung, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, and Bloody Knuckles. All very, very intriguing titles that, probably haven't been getting a whole lot of hype, but, at least some of them are really good, so you'll get to find out. And at the end of the show, we'll also, of course, be talking about, Walking Dead, Scream Queens, and doing our TV Terror Talk segment. So, Todd, do we have any announcements tonight before we get to the reviews?
No, I don't think we do. I think...
okay.
I don't think we have any news, but we haven't really introduced the format, but we are going to sort of save that for the end.
Yeah, we'll start with that when we have news. We'll be doing that towards the end. I will throw out just one thing. November 17th, which is unusually packed for releases. And actually insanely packed. Not all new movies, but you can still get The Rage, which was like a surprise that kind of popped up. Kurtzman's The Rage, I should say. That Blu-ray, Mask Maker, FDR, American Badass, among several others, fairly cheap. And a lot of Olive stuff that's coming that surprisingly is still holding at $10.99. I kind of hope that's is a sign of things to come in terms of pricing, because they always used to be $20. And
look, I don't think I have much Olive stuff pre-order. I'll have to look into that one.
Yeah, they have like Cinco de Mayo coming, and Deadly Prey, the sequel.
I know all the Olive's. The Olive slasher video stuff. I was thinking there was other stuff. I forgot. They're Olive video now too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Killer Workout, Shock 'em Dead. Last I checked, they were all like $10.99, and they've been that for a while. So
those they do have all
anything
pre-ordered.
you want there.
I think that has a lot to do with the fact that they're not true. Olive knows they're going to get shit if they don't, because they're all from Video Masters. They're not going to be true 1080p.
Yeah, that could be it. But I'm certainly very happy because I have
I am too.
I think I have 14 things pre-ordered for November 17th. So if those were $20 a pop, that'd be a pretty rough hit.
Yeah, I know. It's Killer Workout's the one I'm most looking forward to because that was one I was at one point wanting to distribute and looking into that because that's one I've always enjoyed, and no one was doing anything with it. Then thankfully Olive took care of it. Yeah,
I mean, I will say, Olive's a company that, people are often not fond of, but hey, the more the merrier. At least we're starting to get some of these films out there. I'm actually pretty excited for Shock 'em Dead as well because I kind of fell asleep at the wheel and didn't order that copy that the filmmaker put out. So I'm kind of happy to get that one. It's Tracy Lords, so
Yeah, of
you
course.
can't really watch a lot of her stuff from around that era.
One funny thing I do want to tell you, I don't know if you noticed this. Did you see Blood-Sucking Bastards at Walmart?
I thought I saw the DVD. I was kind of in a hurry at Walmart when I went this past Tuesday, so did they do something with the Bastards, I take it?
They did. It is Blood-Sucking Bosses.
Well, kind of. Does that make it a collector's item, I suppose, in a way?
I guess. I don't know. I was like, okay.
Well, there you go.
I mean, really? Walmart. My favorite was on was it Piranha 3 Double D? They put the title with a black bar over the boobs, and then I Spit on Your Grave. They zoomed in so you didn't see the ass.
Well,
they're so funny.
At least they're not editing movies anymore. Because, remember back in the day, they had some edited versions of their films. So at least nothing that I've ever caught. It wasn't a title that I think anybody particularly cared about, so it kind of went unnoticed. But Olaf Ittenbach's Legend of Hell was released just as Legend at Walmart. I actually have the Walmart copy. It's just Legend, and in the back, it kind of makes it seem more of a fantasy flick rather than a horror film. So that's another one that which I always thought weird because hell's not really a bad word. It's not, in that context, it's not a bad word at all. It's just a place, but that's Walmart for you. They released it as Legend.
So, I know, I'm surprised WWE still calls it Hell in a Cell, by the way.
Yes, it's going to be bad time in a cell soon.
I do remember the old place that was it Rage in a Cage? Is that what they called it? So you want to call it Hell in a Cell? Yeah, okay.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that is true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, they can always do that.
So, it's very weird. Like I said, maybe somebody's expecting to get Tom Cruise and Tim Curry, and instead they're getting, a Olaf Ittenbach gore fest.
I do have to add a couple of little notes that are running out. Did you order from Slasher Studios Dismembering Christmas? Wait, is it Dismembering Christmas? Jeez. Is that theirs? I forget the Christmas one.
Well, I did not.
Oh, okay. I'm double checking because there's a couple movies. The ones who did Don't Go in the Woods.
No, I didn't pre-order anything. Dismember.
Okay.
for Christmas.
I know that the last I checked, they were down to 30 of the Blu-rays.
Oh, well, you'll have to send me the link because maybe I might order that.
Yeah, it's Dismembering Christmas, and also time is running out for the Dead Next Door from Tempe Video.
Yes, shit, I forgot about that too. Well, you will have to send me the links.
Okay. Well, so everyone out there, just give it a minute. Give Dan time to order them before you guys go grab them all up.
Yeah, we'll give you information after I safely get my copy. But yes, we definitely figured we'd throw out some of those release dates for you. There's actually several things up right now that have been discounted and not terrible prices right now on some different stuff. Even some Arrow stuff like Mutilator right now I think was only like $22, and some of the pre-orders just they really aren't that horrible. I'm trying to think what else I saw. Well, anyways, we can get into our reviews for the evening now. Well, let's see, what shall we tackle first? Well, I guess we will do, it's kind of hard. This is one of those weeks where nothing is necessarily bigger than the others, so I guess we'll do Bloody Knuckles first, which Bloody Knuckles is a Canadian film from writer-director Matt O, and is from a company that I've been talking about a lot lately, Artsploitation Films, which has become one of my favorite companies. Is maybe my favorite in terms of new films, because I think they've had a great record lately of particularly different and unusual foreign horror. And Bloody Knuckles is very different than anything they put out. This one follows Travis, who is an underground comic book artist with a penchant for obscene caricatures, who upsets a Chinatown crime lord who responds by cutting off the young man's hand. As despondent, drunken Travis wallows in post-severed hand depression, his decomposing limb returns to life and is determined to exact revenge. Soon Travis and his mischievous appendage joins forces with a masked S&M superhero to rid the city of evil. Filmmaker Matto's debut feature strips Canada of its land of nice image with this deliriously offensive, gory, and happily un-PC horror comedy. So, well, Todd, what did you think?
It's funny because I didn't know what I was getting into when I started this one. I expected, basically Evil Dead 2 homage, maybe a little Idle Hands. There's no
Demonoid for that matter.
Yeah, that's another one too, another recent one. And yeah, it was a lot more out there. It was fun, and I don't know. This one was different. I did enjoy it. I don't know who would recommend it to, though, besides you, Dan.
Well, it is very different from anything that they put out. I mean, this actually seems like more suited to Troma, which I don't say that at all in a bad way. The film had quite a few funny laughs. I mean, I think my favorite was the gay S&M superhero who helps him on his quest for vengeance. I loved the different homages that they did. You could see the Blood Feast poster in the background, even new stuff like Manborg. I really enjoyed this one, and I kind of enjoyed the sort of poking fun at just the crazy, overly PC nature of the world now in general. I thought the Canadian militants that they showed on TV getting ready to decapitate that artist was funny. It was, it's stupid humor, but it was also clever, which is always a welcome thing. I really enjoyed that.
Which would explain the Manborg poster in the background, because Astron 6 is doing that very well. So I would not be surprised if they're fans of theirs, considering they're all Canadians.
Oh yeah, no, I was like, okay, well, there's definitely a connection there. Revenge. There were a lot of different things in the background of the guy's apartment, and again, because we just reviewed Demonoid, the whole severed hand concept is pretty cool. I mean, here, at one point the hand actually shoves its finger up the guy's ass and then puts it in his mouth. So it's definitely Troma style humor. But, like I said, again, it's still at least a very clever idea. The whole thing, a significant section of the world threatening to, kill somebody for a cartoon about Muhammad. It was pretty timely. I thought the idea of it was really cool. The whole Bulgarian invasion comics, part of me, I really want to look that up to see if maybe that's something this guy actually did. Perhaps I would definitely order it because it seemed pretty creative. And this one also delivers on the gore. There are some pretty cool gore moments in this one, from the gimp crushing the cop's head to I don't want to spoil too much, although most of these people you kind of have an idea are going to die. The S&M massacre scene. There were quite a few cool and all practical effects. So I feel this is another one, again, very different. I mean, Artsploitation so far have been putting out titles like their Samurai and Children of the Night just recently, which I enjoyed quite a bit, and of course Wither. They're, like I said, in terms of quality, they're kicking ass. And this one really isn't any exception. It's just very different from what they put out. But you never know what to expect, but you can expect quality. I like this one. I got several laughs out of it. I really enjoyed the lead. I thought he did a really good job, and if you just want that sort of offensive Troma humor, I wish Troma did it this well, particularly with a lot of their new stuff. This one just screamed Troma to me. And
I agree. Maybe Astron 6 told them to avoid them.
Yeah, I could kind of see this director. Yeah, I'm pitching this to Troma, and maybe they talked him out of it. So yeah, I mean, again, like you said, you have to know what you like. If you're not a big fan of some of the toilet humor and everything, you may not like this. But again, there's a little more to it than that. It's a little more clever, a little more going on with this. I give this one 3.5. I really enjoyed it quite a bit, and if you have a taste for offensive humor and some fairly creative, practical kills, I think you'll enjoy it as well.
Yeah,
and Todd, what say you?
What did you give it? I'm sorry. You cut out a little.
I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm a little under. I mean, I don't know. I got a 3 written down, and I'm sticking with that. Sometimes you sway me a bit, but I enjoyed it. It's just it's just one that I can't really give it any higher. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's something I'd watch. I mean, there's a lot of Troma stuff I'd give the same. But if you're a fan of Troma stuff, I definitely say it's worth checking out. And yeah, I've tried to think of anything to add, but you pretty much nailed it.
Hey, Severed Hand, S&M Club Massacres, where can you go wrong? It's got something for everybody, pretty much. So, you know, it's well worth checking out. And like I said, again, check out Artsploitation. For a lot of people that are, you know, going around saying there's no original horror movies anymore, and, you know, they're not really talked about a lot. You know, I think they've released quite a few. Even something, again, like Der Samurai, which, you know, I didn't love as much as some other people, was still very different. And, you know, the treatment was really good. I haven't watched Cub yet, but I've heard that's a pretty good sort of werewolf movie. There's a lot. Horsehead, I love that one. Pretty closer to Argento than a lot of bigger budget movies have gotten. So, yeah, check out Artsploitation, and if you enjoy Astron 6 or Troma, you'll definitely want to pick up Bloody Knuckles. So, moving on to our next film, I'm trying to see what we should do next.
I'm thinking let's get into some creature feature.
All right, that works. That's actually at the top of my pile, so we'll do Stung next. Stung is actually from director Benny Dietz and writer Adam Aresti, and this film follows a fancy garden party which goes terribly wrong after a local species of wasps mutate into giant predators. It's up to Paul and Julia, two catering staffers at the high society event, to stop the killer creatures, an effort that kickstarts a budding romance between the two. And then it goes on about the cast. So this is just, you know, creature features are a dime a dozen right now. This is one that, to be perfectly honest, other than a pretty solid supporting cast with the always fantastic Lance Henriksen and Clifton Collins Jr. and among a couple other people. Other than that, I really didn't know anything about it. Didn't have any particular expectations. And for me, this one actually more than met my expectations. It was made, and actually, if you get into the extra features, which are really good, by the way, Lance Henriksen has a fantastic role as an alcoholic politician for others, and it was really kind of cool to see him having such a good time on set. After all these years, you know, the guy's pushing 80. He still seems to have a blast making these movies. So, extra features junkies, definitely check that out. There's some cool stuff on the practical puppets they used for a good portion of this, and, you know, shooting in Berlin, which is kind of an interesting location for this. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. It really had that feel that they said they were going for of a 80s, late 80s into 90s creature feature. It was funny. You enjoyed the characters, and it had some really cool gore. You know, stuff that this is a movie you would watch and you'd never think you would see it on Sci-Fi Channel. It's like just the complete opposite of what Sci-Fi Channel's doing. You know, you see bugs crawling out of people's mouths, you know, faces being blown apart by these bugs that have gotten inside people. It's actually probably one of the best creature features I've seen since Splinter or Feast. Todd, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree with that, and I do want to throw out real quick because this the cover art is so just. It makes it look like a bad sci-fi movie I would skip on. I wish they would have used the reverse art.
Oh yeah.
It just drove me insane. It's that pin and pixel kind of generic. Oh, look, there's a big bug on this, and look at our nice little, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie itself, yeah, it was definitely a blast. Like you mentioned, Lance Henriksen and Clifton Collins are both great in it. And I was really surprised at the amount of practical work in that. I don't know. Seeing the cover, I was like, okay, I'm expecting the CGI crap fest. I thought, I'll be
another
honest.
Another dark hole.
Yeah. I'm glad I noticed as I popped it in, it was IFC Midnight, not just a Scream, chiller premiere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because while I've liked all the stuff from Brett Simmons, some of the other ones have been pretty hit and miss.
Yeah, mostly miss, probably. Yeah.
I was being kind. But yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, the deaths were all really, really cool. The effects, and I actually was left wanting a little bit more, and they kind of left it where hopefully we get some more.
Yeah, I was amazed too, because like I said, this is mostly practical effects. There is a little bit of spotty CG towards the end with some flames. I've noticed that a lot lately. It's fire. It doesn't always work well with CG, but I mean, 90% of this was the effects were fantastic. I feel it's one that a lot of people, like you said, are going to pass over because of the cover art and maybe just being burnt out on these giant bug flicks in general.
And that cover's just so cheesy.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I still pick up these movies. It didn't stop me from buying it, but I think the other cover makes it seem maybe like it might be a little more serious.
Well, okay, I'll tell you exactly like this. One side looks like a Scream Factory chiller straight to TV and video side. The other side looks like an IFC Midnight title that would catch my eye, and I'd be much more interested in.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, it makes sense because those are the two companies that put it out.
Well, and you at least have the option of reversing the cover art. I mean, it's not that the cover art's bad. It's just like you said, it looks like every other, creature, bug, flick that's, been coming out the last decade plus. So this is a gem. Yeah. This is definitely a gem that you guys should seek out. And again, likable characters. The humor was funny. It wasn't overly stupid. I mean, it did. It gave me that feeling of going back and watching. Not that it's. Yeah, exactly. And not that it's that serious, but I was even going to say like Cronenberg's Fly. Just from an effects standpoint, you just don't see that anymore. I mean, it was just a really well done movie. And again, I kind of wouldn't mind a sequel. I don't think we're likely to get one, but nonetheless, I wouldn't mind seeing it. What can I?
Is this where I go? Is this where I go for the punny thing though? It's got some good buzz going.
There you go. Well, you can add us to the good buzz list because I enjoyed this a lot. I mean, I'm giving it a 4.5 because there's not a whole lot I can criticize. Like I said, those CG flames, particularly towards the end, were a minor complaint, but
those always
the movie is almost. Yeah, especially when the rest of it's so, spot on in terms of the effects. Maybe a few characters we could have seen a little more development with them, particularly Clifton Collins and his mother. And, I think we could have spent maybe just a little more time with some of these characters, but they chose for the shit hitting the fan relatively early, and, hey, it works. So, 4.5 for me. I highly recommend this one. If you're fed up with creature features as they stand today, I think you'll enjoy it as well.
I'm a little bit lower. I'm a 4. Not that that's bad or anything.
No, that's pretty damn good.
I would say if you like creature features, which one did Feast was, Animal was another good recent one too. Brett Simmons.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, you get them once in a while, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah. So I definitely think if you're, yeah, Splinter. That's one you did mention. I wanted to remember Animal because that was another one that was straight to video, and I did mention Brett Simmons. I think I definitely recommend it. Creature feature. It's fun. It's funny. It definitely has that 80s vibe going. So you can't go wrong with that for a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I feel this is probably one of the nice surprises this year. And I should say it is on Blu-ray. I know Walmart has the DVD, which, fortunately it's the same title. Sung's not offensive. But I think it's worth picking up on Blu-ray for sure. Because the extras are also pretty fun. Mm-hmm.
It should be mentioned you can get the DVD at Walmart for $9.99 or the Blu-ray on Amazon for $9.99. So I believe Best Buy has it for $9.99. I believe Best Buy has it for $9.99 also for the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I was actually going to pick up Lava Lantula as well, which I saw the $9.99 tag at Walmart, but they didn't actually have it in stock. So
is that a Walmart exclusive first then? I have not seen
Lava
the street date for
Lantula?
that. Yeah, I have not seen the street date for that anywhere. I still have it sitting on my DVR.
I think Amazon had it. In fact, I think it's like $9.99 on Amazon.
Did I just really?
Yeah, now that's DVD only, sadly. I didn't see it on TV, so all I know is, it had the Police Academy reunion, which kind of made me interested in seeing it.
Well,
probably a much different film than Stung.
I love everything Mike Mendes has done, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I still have it on my DVR, but I was waiting. I'm wondering if there's a Best Buy exclusive to that disc, because I want to say that's RLJ. I'm going to research real quick. Wow. Well,
all I can say is at my Walmart, they had the tag. They had $9.99. It just wasn't there. So if I get out this weekend, which I'm sure I usually end up at Walmart at some point during the weekend,
well,
I'll see if they have it.
I would not recommend getting it from Amazon.
Why is that?
It's in stock. I mean, it's $22.98.
Oh, it was $9.99, so it jumped back up.
Oh, it was $9.99 on Amazon?
I looked at because I was like, oh shit, and it's too bad it's not here at Walmart. So I looked it up on Amazon, and it was like temporarily out of stock, but it was $9.99.
Oh, you know what?
I kind of.
It's not actually sold by Amazon. It's fulfilled by Amazon. I'm going to look if.
Oh, okay.
It's still $9.99 on Amazon from Amazon. They're just out of stock, so the next Prime one is the expensive one. So, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, since we're kind of technically halfway through the reviews tonight, do we want to take our musical break? I haven't had time to ask you if we have a musical break. So.
We do. Yes, we will, and I will do some research because now I'm curious if there's.
Yeah, I think we'll figure that out during the break.
Good call, because I don't want to be too distracted. All right, well, I know it's a little bit late, but I was digging through stuff and was like, this sounds fun. This is Goblin performing John Carpenter's Halloween, so we'll be back in 4 minutes, so.
are back. Kind of went a little techno there towards the end.
This is true.
Well, if you're doing ecstasy while listening to us, that works.
There was another track up there I was going to do. I may do it next week. Just of the Goblin. I love, well, I won't say which one. There's one in particular I really enjoy. But I was like, well, I better get that one in kind of close to Halloween. I did manage to find out nothing on, no Blu-ray for La Valantula. I was kind of hoping for a Best Buy exclusive. Nothing. But I did send you those links for those Dismembering Christmas and Dead Next Door. So you got to check those out. And I didn't mention, just because, well, I just thought of it now. I know I'm a few weeks late, a week late probably, but I will be hitting the Hollywood Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights this coming Friday, tomorrow.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I didn't get out because we were doing so much just here in Atlanta, so I didn't get to go to Horror Nights in Florida, unfortunately, this year. But yeah, you'll definitely have to do a report for that.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit late by the time Halloween season's past, but it should be an interesting crew. I think we're up to like 16 people.
Hey, Thanksgiving, it's just a meal, and weird uncles telling their wives they never really loved them. So, there you go. You can still pretend it's Halloween season when Todd, discusses his time at Universal. So there you go.
Yeah,
the weird uncle will still be there, but hey,
there's still pumpkins out for like Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, you can. I don't know. Thanksgiving's kind of more like the shopping period. I was going to say Black Friday's kind of become more of a source of excitement than Thanksgiving for me.
I know. I think I'm probably going to say the most offensive thing I've ever said, but I should love Thanksgiving the most. It's like the rapey holiday.
Really? What's rapey about it?
Really? The white man and the Indian, all the raping and blanking shit.
Yeah, that's true. You have to explain it, Todd. Otherwise, people think that's just like the time of year you go out and like chloroform chicks and throw them in the back of your van and go to town. I'm just helping you.
I'm not telling anyone how I celebrate it. I'm just saying it should be.
Well, be careful, or they're gonna, somebody might be listening, and all those disappearances around the area, they might start looking into you.
It's the time of year I try to reenact Frankenhooker.
There you go. My sex with hookers. My sex with hookers at Thanksgiving is always consensual, though. So,
it's funny. I try to tell people that movie has so much heart. It's like you have to watch it. It's a very sweet film.
Yes. I will say, Patty Mullen, one of the nicest people you could hope to meet at a convention. I'm very happy. I've got Actually, I'm looking at it right now. She signed it, Want a Date, which it's one of my favorite 8x10s I have autographed in my library. So.
That's one of the ones I still want to get. Have you had the pleasure of meeting James Lorenz yet?
No, I have not.
Yeah, because I know he's barely just starting the convention circuit. I've noticed him starting to do them. He's one I wish I did more things. He was always entertaining.
Yeah, it seems like she didn't do crap, then she just started appearing at a whole bunch. And it's very nice. She usually comes in, partial costume for at least one day out of the weekend, at least when I've seen her. So very nice lady, well worth talking to. Shame she never did more. She kind of had that very, limited filmography. I would have loved to have seen her in more. I think she could have easily have been, a Brink Stevens style scream queen. But of course, she didn't come along until the '90s. So, things were starting to slow down at that point. But she certainly is talented and still very beautiful. I will say, time's been kind to her.
She could have headlined Night Eyes 5.
Exactly. Yes, I would have loved to have seen her do maybe team up Maria Ford's sister in something. That would have been great.
That was the transition for the poor screen queens. It was the erotic thriller era.
Maybe we will get. Yeah, I was going to say we need. We'll talk about Scream Queens later, but that would be pretty fucking cool to see, like the Scream Queens. Maybe Brink Stevens as the dean, and I don't know, Linnea Quigley's a security guard or something. I mean, that would be really cool. I know we're not going to see it because it's almost so awesome that nobody's going to do it, but I would love to see that. And I think they all need to start doing nudity again just for that.
I have to say, this week's Scream Queen, there was one line in particular that had me laughing. I'm sure you probably can guess which one.
There were a few this week. Yeah, I was going to say, there were more than a few. This was a particularly humorous episode. But, well, we'll get into that. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So I guess next we will tackle yet another Scream Factory release for Blood-Sucking Bastards, or Blood-Sucking Bosses, whatever the case may be. I haven't, it's funny because I say they don't edit it anymore, but, I don't know. Like I said, Legend of Hell, I never was able to, compare it, but I don't believe they were edited.
Here's the thing with that. It's kind of an urban legend that Walmart edited product, because they didn't. They would get an alternate version, but it would never be advertised as the same thing if it wasn't. Like the one you mentioned, it technically is a different film with a different title. So in that one, it's completely possible. But normally they would do just Weinstein's would create a specific unrated cut for them, even if the film didn't need to be unrated. If the unrated version would have just got an R, they'd still cut stuff out to make an R-rated version for them to make them happy.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it is. I remember, what was it, From Dusk Till Dawn, I believe. Or maybe it was one of the sequels. I can't remember, but there was a very, wonky version of it out there. I think I'll have to ask Chris, actually, because I think Chris had an experience with that and actually picked it up. But anyways, Blood-Sucking Bastards. This one follows Evan Sanders, who is a dutiful and overworked employee stuck at a soul-killing corporation with his beautiful girlfriend, Amanda, and his slacker best friend, Tim. Evan's world begins to crumble when Amanda dumps him and his boss, Ted, hands his coveted promotion to his nemesis, Max. But just when Evan's convinced that life couldn't suck any harder, his office mates start going through disturbing changes, and bodies begin to pile up. Evan must find a way to stop the evil brewing amidst the cubicles and water coolers, win back Amanda, and rescue his workplace pals before his life and career go from dead end to just dead. So, Todd, what did you think?
I really had fun with this one. I thought it was funny. It was, so I was actually confusing with the other movie we're going to review, the thing that didn't make sense. They kind of have a similar kind of light tone. But yeah, I like the concept. I mean, we haven't really had just, it's an office and vampires show up as a corporate takeover, and I liked the title. It's kind of wordplay. I am a fan of the wordplay because it's kind of like The Walking Dead. It doesn't just refer to the actual vampires; it refers to the corporation. With blood-sucking bastards. But yeah, I thought it was and it is a small movie that doesn't really feel, super small. Because, I mean, you really just have, like, two locations. And it is. Some people might be turned off by the fact that it is. I cannot think the actor's name, but I know him from Super Troopers. The slacker best friend is just, got a little bit over the top. But I thought it worked for the film, and it's funny. I mean, the security guard, or another, you have the three complete opposites just team up to fight vampires, and it was fun.
Yeah, it very much is Office Space, or The Office. I never really watched The Office, but Office Space humor that turns into kind of a vampire movie, although it always kind of has that tone of Office Space. If you enjoy that kind of workplace humor. They even have, like, the Stephen Root character, basically, the guy that's trying to collect his $20 for the football pool, which that nobody wanted to actually give it to him. And I love it when he turned and he's like, I want that $20 and I want it right fucking now. Sort of moment where it's like he's turned into a whole different person. Yeah, I like this. I can't say it's completely original because there have been actually a few workplace horror films horror comedies, I should say, with this sort of tone. I think Nether Beast Incorporated was one. There've been a few. So I mean, I won't say it's like the first ones to do it, but they did it quite well.
What was the other one? It starts with an S. Severed? No. Shoot, I can't think of the other one. But but this was the first vampire one. I think this one
first vampire one.
And I think this one. I did too. Well, this is the first one that I've seen that I really liked. It really balanced the tone well. I mean, because you know the Office Space comparison. I know they've also said The Office, but I definitely think it's more Office Space meets a vampire film, and I think they did it right.
Yeah. It's something that it's probably. I remember liking Nether Beast Incorporated. I think I probably prefer this one from what at least from going by my memory. I had a really good time with it. Severance, by the way, is what you were looking for.
Thank you.
Which was good. Although that one's a bit different. I don't want to say that's exactly like this one, but
that's where they go on the street. They go on the street.
that was kind of like kind of a slasher sort of version of it. But I mean, if you like that humor and you enjoy horror films, well, I think you're going to like this quite a bit. And when it does get into the vampire stuff, it's never scary. It's never suspenseful. It's all, it's all played for laughs. I mean, there's a moment where, the one vampire is sort of negotiating with the guy whether, they're going to fight or, he's going to turn him, and they were rock, paper, scissors to see if you get staked or, I turn you sort of deal. So it's all, it's all kind of definitely leaning on the comedy end. But there were some pretty cool effects. There's a very random Matthew Lillard cameo who shows up as the CEO of the Dick Enhancement Company. And I think he says one thing. I think he just says, we're going to just leave. That's all he says. I was like, what the fuck was Matthew Lillard doing in this for 3 seconds?
It has to be a buddy directed it, or I don't think he was a producer, but it has to be, a favor to someone.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look up to see if he's connected. I mean, connected, but I was like, holy shit, why did... I mean, I think Matthew Lillard might have played a role in this at this point in his career. I mean, I don't know if Scooby-Doo 3 is, happening anytime soon.
Here's the thing you forget. He still makes Scooby-Doo money, because who do you think does Shaggy on all those Scooby-Doo cartoons?
I didn't know. Does he still do the voice?
Yeah, he does all the voice work. Yeah, you have to remember Casey Kasem's not around anymore.
That is true. That is true. So, yeah, I I did not realize he was still getting Scooby-Doo money. That's why I guess he can make random cameos in direct-to-disc vampire flicks. So
yeah,
I heard he was going to do a Salt Lake City Punk 2 actually at one point. Wasn't that like an Indiegogo campaign or something? I thought I saw that at one point.
I do remember that popping up. I don't know. I mean,
I'll have to look into that. I don't know if that ever happened or if it's just kind of...
I do remember seeing that. I'm just looking if he executive producer or anything on this.
Well, I will throw out there Pedro Pascal, who Game of Thrones fans, I can't remember the character name, but you'll recognize him as the sort of bisexual prince, I guess, that gets his face torn apart. He's great as Max. I thought he was a great villain in this, really unlikable, and just kind of played that smarmy role quite well. And yeah, like I said, you get some pretty cool and funny moments towards the end trying to stake a vampire with a pencil, and there were some exploding vampires that they weren't expecting. It was all pretty funny, and the actor that played Tim is basically Stifler with a mustache. So I thought he was humorous.
Yeah, Joey Kern. He was. I know him from Super Troopers. They're. I don't know how well you're familiar with that one, but they're in the car scene where they get pulled over. It's the three young guys.
Super Troopers was one I saw. I've only watched it once when it came out, and I thought it was a little overrated. It's one I feel like I've got to go back and revisit.
Yeah, I know a few people who've seen that. I mean, and weren't like super up on it, but I've always been a fan of that. Tell me you at least love Club Dread.
Oh yes. I did enjoy Club Dread. So.
Oh my God! And that's the other thing we should know him from. Why do I go to Super Troopers first? He's the fucking douchebag in Cabin Fever.
Yeah, actually, I have his. I wasn't even thinking about that. I have his autograph somewhere. There you go. It's like, okay, yeah, that is the same guy.
At least they didn't go with the guy from Grind. Which you know what? That's kind of like a Cabin Fever reunion because it's also got James DeBello.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say some references people are probably scratching their heads with right now, but I get what you mean. So yeah, I mean, getting back to this one, I think that sums it up really well. If you like sort of office place comedies, or
if you work in an office
mixed with vampires. Oh, exactly. Yeah, I love Workaholics, which I think is hilarious. I'm a little bit behind on it.
Is that our transition?
Yeah, exactly. I give this one 4 out of 5. It's another one I really enjoyed. I thought the humor worked quite well. Just don't expect in any way a serious vampire flick. It's not a comedic one that kind of goes like hardcore vampire towards the end. It always has the same sort of comedic tone.
Yes, and it does. And I'm how do I say this? This isn't necessarily a compliment. I did see. I don't want to. I'll say one scene felt very much like an homage to Shaun of the Dead, when they're telling the story of the vampires and retelling it with a little more details each time, which I thought I liked and I thought worked because the security guard had me just busting up, but so I don't know, take that for what it is, but it gave me that vibe that they were trying to pull that off, and for me, nothing's ever going to work as well as Shaun of the Dead in the horror comedy realm. I mean, it's so perfect. That's a hard balance to meet to get them perfect in tone for both. But I'm the same with you. I'm a 4 out of 5 on this one. I would say check it out. But like Dan said, if you want a pure horror film, this is probably not for you. It's off space with vampires. I almost said zombies, but apparently I'm ready for our next film.
Hey, there's a couple zombie flicks. But like I said, I think this is. Although I have to double check because something tells me Nether Beast Incorporated wasn't vampires, I don't think. Or actually, I think it might have been vampires, to be honest, now that I think about it. It was Judd Nelson was in that one. It's been a while since I've seen it. I remember liking it. I'll have to look into that because I actually think it is vampires. So I can't give this one necessarily a ton of points on originality, but it still does it quite well, and I enjoyed it. So 4 out of 5, we are in agreement.
Apparently I need to catch up and check out Nether Beast Incorporated.
Yeah, I remember liking it. I don't know. I remember liking that one quite a bit. But hey, this is still worth seeing, and it will make a good double feature. So there you go. Hopefully Nether Beast isn't out of print. I don't know. I would imagine you can probably get a cheap used copy, unless it's on the way of Cabin by the Lake and being a very hard-to-get Judd Nelson horror title on DVD. So that's Bloodsucking Bastards, and, well, I guess we'll do our theatrical horror film, which is Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. First, I guess we'll get into it. I mean, it's not I don't have a synopsis right in front of me for this, but it's essentially follows these 3 friends who are kind of at the tail end of school, and they're still scouts, and 2 of them are kind of looking to get out of scouts, and they're afraid to tell their very geeky and still very committed friend that they're leaving. So they sort of sneak out during his big moment where he's getting this special badge to go to a party, and they all discover that while they were out in the woods, there has been a zombie apocalypse. So they end up teaming up with a local hot chick that works at the strip club, and, well, zombie hilarity ensues. So this is one that I feel it's a zombie film. It's coming out during Halloween, yet it's not getting a whole lot of attention. Needless to say, I did enjoy it quite a bit. It's a horror comedy. I thought there were quite a few hilarious gags. There was one review out there that I actually read for this one that said they didn't push it far enough, which I don't quite get, because this definitely earns its R rating from the zombie dick gag, which I thought was pretty funny, to the old lady zombie biting the dude's ass, but fortunately her dentures weren't in. I thought there were several laugh out loud moments with this one. I thought it balanced, being a pretty entertaining R-rated zombie flick with also having some of the really clever humor. But Todd, what did you think? Maybe I'm in the minority on this one.
No, out of us, you should know. No, you're not, and I am shocked you did not, or I don't know, maybe you saved it for me to make me the perfect. That you left out the groping of zombie tits.
Yes, I thought that was particularly funny. He did take time to feel those titties. Undead or not, they were pretty glorious.
Well, you might be familiar with it, because I had a look at the cast, because I was like, I don't know who it was, and I was like, I bet you that's a porn star. It was. I looked at the IMDb.
Oh, really? Which one? Because I probably didn't look close enough, but I'm sure I'm familiar with their work.
That's why I figured you would, because I'd never heard of her, but Deputy Zombie, Misty Martinez.
Okay, I have heard the name.
All right. She's in like.
Well, I've probably seen her. What
She's
classics
also,
has she been in, Todd?
Well, since you asked. Other than Zombies Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, she's in Misty Martinez Fucked Raw, R.A., Busty Workout.
There you go.
I Kissed a Girl and Liked It, 5. She plays. Wait. She plays Mama in Fuck the Police. There is Karen. Kazonga's 13, and last but not least, okay, there's still a lot more, but this last one I'm going to read, Tug Jobs 34.
Tug Jobs, I mean, that series went to shit after Tug Jobs 22. I mean, the production values went down. It wasn't the same. Tug Jobs, I mean, that one just lost me personally, but
you have to recommend me a good one out of that series, but I know anything after that. Well, maybe.
Well, hey, I'm on Adult CD Universe right now trying to order Fuck the Police. So if I lag and I'm not speaking, you know what I'm doing.
Okay, well, don't forget to check out Rack City Titty and Big Busty
Rack
Workout.
City Titty.
There you go. I was honestly looking if there was any spoofs she was in. Because, well, she can always do this. It's already set up. She can do This Ain't Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
There you go. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I think I actually save on shipping if I buy 2. So I think I'll go ahead and get I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It 5. So there we go. But anyways. Porn talk aside. We've been saying we're going to review a porn parody. We've got to do that at some point because there's a lot of good ones out there. But anyways, yes, you were saying about Scout's Guide.
Well, I was going to say we don't have handcuffs and restrictions anymore. They let us go. That was the old show. We were pornless. I don't know. Okay. Zombie Titties Squeezed, yes, covered that. I thought it was fun. I mean, they mixed the coming of age, and it was almost like Superbad with zombies. If we're comparing two things to two things, throw it with the Boy Scout angle. I thought it was good. It balanced it well. It was part raunchy comedy, part zombie comedy. I don't want to say the stripper friend or the stripper who joined the reluctant crew. She wasn't bad on the eyes. I can't complain. And the only thing I kind of was caught off guard because I kind of thought that would be the lead was gonna try to hook up with her and not end up with her friend, try to hook up with the other chick.
Yeah, I did sense a sort of like she was a bitch all along, and I'm going to hook up with her thing coming, but they didn't go that. Well, that's not really a big spoiler, but because it's not a big deal, but we did spoil it nonetheless. I'm sorry. It's not important. It's a movie with like severed zombie dicks and zombie cats. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more from the zombie cats because I did think that's cool. You rarely see zombie movies where animals are infected. And if you do, you usually don't get to see a whole lot of it. So,
and I have to admit, I thoroughly and honestly, I feel this is borrowing from Shaun of the Dead 2 again. Apparently, that is the gold standard. I felt the 9 to 5 sequence, kind of reminded me of the Queen sequence from Shaun of the Dead. But
and David Koechner, we should throw it out there, a guy that's sort of becoming one of the kings of horror comedies. He's in Krampus still, so we've still got another one from him this year.
Well, at this point, we can do a Krampus night with all the Krampuses that are out there. 2 came out Tuesday.
Yes.
We have the Real Wood coming out.
I saw the trailer for one that I bought, and it looked like an absolute piece of shit, but God help me, I bought it anyways.
Did you buy both?
No, I got Christmas Devil, which ironically enough was at Walmart. I wasn't planning to get it, but I was like, all right, I'll get it.
So,
the trailer didn't look good, but
so
we'll
you
see.
have not picked up Krampus the Reckoning yet?
I have not. I have Christmas Devil. Bill Oberest is in it, I believe, probably for 2 seconds.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Sorry, we're working. Back to David Koechner. Yeah, I don't want to say his name wrong again.
Koechner, he's awesome.
Yeah, there we go. He is. He was great, and this is the scout leader. And we'll leave it at that. But the Dolly Parton sequence, I was pretty much cracking up on that. And if we're gonna stay in the pop realm, we'll go.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but wouldn't it have been a really fucking hilarious scene if he was in the house and he found Dolly Parton chained up? If they could have gotten that cameo,
that would have been awesome.
In some cage, that would have probably made this an all-time classic.
Yeah. Oh Jesus, that would have been funny. It's like the whole Bill Murray thing in Zombieland. You never saw that coming.
They needed that. Maybe people be talking about it more.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if the young people know who Dolly Parton is. I don't think she still pops up on the Chipmunks. And the Britney Spears segment too, which I thought was pretty amusing too. I think the Dolly one's the best, but there is the little Britney thing.
Mm-hmm. The best compliment I can give this movie, and it's rare. I mean, you and I, we watch, probably at least 5 or 6 new horror movies every week, if not more. And I mean, just for the show, not counting stuff we just watch on our own. And I will watch this again. I'm actually kind of excited for this to come out to Blu-ray so I can sit down and watch it again. That's really the best compliment you can give with all of the product that's out there right now, the crazy amount of zombie films in particular. This is one that I enjoyed enough that I will probably watch it again. And I could see this one being one I pop in a few times a year. I really liked it. It delivered on most everything. Maybe there could have been a little more nudity, but
I was going to say you wanted the strip club to be full of zombie titties.
Yeah, I wanted more zombie titties, but I have Dawn of the Head for that, and the Evil Head, and there's a lot of zombie porn out there that fulfills my needs. So.
Do not forget Repenetrator.
Repenetrator, Grub Girl, if you really want a particularly nasty one. There's quite a few out there. So, at this point, let's just say you should be at least 18 before you listen to Flesh Wound Radio. We don't want. We're not. Don't Google it if you're under 18. Grub Girl's pretty nasty.
I'll start throwing the Mature logo on our little thing.
Yes. Well, I'm in a rough spot because I really want to give this one a 5. I'm giving it a 4.5.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's fucking awesome. I mean, there might be a few little things that could have put it over the top to a 5, but it's still just a really just fun zombie flick, guys. I mean, there's paranormal craptivities out there. Go check this one out while you still can.
Yeah, I agree. Here's my one thing. I would have gave it a 5, but there's one logic gap I can't let go. How did you get to the top of that fucking tube?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is true.
The slide. That was like, I was like, wait, what? Other than that,
yeah, I hadn't thought of that, but yeah.
It bothered me, right? Like, not until I saw what it was, but. And we got the awesome 80s montage of them getting their weapons ready and going to handle shit. and
yeah,
be the
it's a movie
badass
that
is.
knows exactly what you want, and it gives it to you.
Yeah, it's not Walking Dead. It is. Sorry. Excuse me. I'm trying not to yawn, but it's not Walking Dead, but it's definitely the other end of the spectrum for zombie stuff, and it was definitely 100% fun. It was a good time. I'm glad I drugged myself or snuck off and saw it yesterday afternoon because you gave me an excuse because we needed to review it.
And yeah, I figured, I was like, God, I hope Todd gets to this one because I think he's going to like it a lot. So
yeah.
So see it in theaters. Like I said, again, this is something that you don't really get in theaters that often. I feel like I was actually talking to Chris about this, who I think he's maybe going to see it. I'm kind of curious to see if he likes it or not, but I think he will. I don't know. I think he might. But
it seems like boobs for us, zombie slong for him.
Yes, there you go. It'll satisfy you either way. Yes, I thought that 10 years ago, 12, not even that long, it felt like if you had a zombie movie in theaters, it was a big deal just because it was a zombie movie. Now it's just like, I don't know, people just kind of glance over it, and yet everybody bitches that all we get are found footage ghost flicks theatrically. So hey, go out and support this one. It doesn't need to make $100 million. Just go out, see it, and maybe we'll get more like this.
Yeah, I know. And the worst thing it is all it's telling Paramount is, see, more than Paranormal Activity. Wait, did that do anything at the box office? Because that came out before this, and that was in.
Halloween weekend was so busy, I have to confess, I have not looked at any box office stuff. I have no idea.
And that was only in select theaters. That didn't open super wide. And I kept getting the week of, because there was no way I could sneak off and seeing it. Because I get those, for advanced screenings, I get those notifications all the time. I got, the week before it came out, I got 3 of them trying to get me to go. The day before, I was getting them trying to get me to go. So they were giving out tickets to that thing constantly. And when that's the type that I feel I'm okay watching at home. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, I liked marked ones. I thought the last one was pretty good.
I did too. I enjoyed that one. That's why the last one I really did enjoy. So is the Ghost Dimension supposed to be the last one? I heard they're wrapping the series up.
They're saying, that's what I heard, that it was going to be the last one. Why it wasn't a wide release, I'm not sure. I think the box office has sort of gradually declined on those, but even that is kind of weird that it's a limited release.
The budget was estimated at
for which one now?
For Paranormal Activity, Ghost Dimension. Wait, that could be 10 million. How many zeros are in a million? Wait, hold on. Wait. It's estimated at 10 million? Damn, really? Okay.
Well, I tell you, if you're looking at IMDb, never go by them on budgets. It's almost always bullshit.
I know. I was like, how? Opening weekend, it made 8 million. Gross was 15.
Oh, okay. Well, again, limited cities. I don't know. I think with that one, it's just like, people stopped caring. I don't know what Scouts Guide did. I'm kind of afraid to look, but
I'm actually doing that now. I know, and they even finally added a 3D gimmick to that thing too. I mean, come on, does no one do it on Part 3 anymore? What the hell's wrong with them? Right.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Halloween weekend, maybe not as many people go to movies. I certainly do.
Oh shit. Well, it's estimated at 15 million, which that actually doesn't sound too far off for me for something like this. And the weekend gross is just under 2 million.
Yeah, that's kind of what I sadly expected. Which again, it's disappointing, but hopefully word of mouth perhaps will get out there. And
Wait, I have to say, this is what's listed under the IMDb plot keywords: zombie, friendship, large breasts, bare breasts, female nudity.
Well, that's awesome. That should make people want to go.
Filming locations, Santa Clarita. Sorry.
Oh, okay. It's one of those ones, had it have gone direct to DVD, I would have said, wow, that's awfully expensive for a direct to DVD movie.
They filmed this down the street from me. At the Lincoln Avenue.
There you go.
At the Lincoln Avenue Shopping Center, Cypress, California. Holy shit. I thought shit looked familiar.
Yeah, you could have been an extra, Todd. You could have been the zombie dick.
It was 235, so maybe.
You could have. I don't know. I would have loved to have been a part of this one. I thought it was pretty damn cool. So, I guess we do have a lot of TV shows to talk about. Obviously, spoiler alert for Ash vs. the Evil Dead, Scream Queens, and especially Walking Dead. Probably the one that I feel like we don't necessarily have to talk about a lot, just because I don't think there's going to be any surprises. Ash vs. the Evil Dead. What did you think, Todd? Did it live up to all your expectations?
It is now the fucking greatest television show in the history of television. I don't know if I'm quite there yet, but it certainly has that potential, because I was wondering how the Deadites would come back, and I love how it was just as simple as he got stoned with some skank and read out of the book. It didn't need to be more complicated than that. It didn't need some long-winded explanation. He fucked up. They're back. There you go. Hey, Ash got laid in this one. I was gonna say, you gotta love the fact he starts up and banging some chick in the shitter. with his story, how he lost his hand.
Hey, we don't know that he was having anal, Todd. I mean, come on, we couldn't tell.
Wow.
There you go. We apologize. We're an R-rated show tonight. But anyways, that whole scene where he was spanking her with the hand, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is fucking awesome. I will say there were a couple questionable CG shots in this, and I'm probably digging to say anything bad about it, but I mean, just the tone. It was going to be nearly impossible with everybody coming back that this show was going to suck, but it definitely delivered for me. Again, disappointment, though, that we've got we're not getting the long runtime. It's kind of like, oh, shit, I got to wait another week to watch another episode.
At least we got 48 minutes out the gate. Yeah,
that was true. I saw that on my DVR. I'm like, oh, shit, that's more than half an hour. So, that wasn't too bad. I think that's including the intros and everything.
Yeah. Did you watch it on VOD early also?
No, I did not. I watched it right when it was airing, I believe, shortly after on DVR, because the night went a little longer than I was expecting. But I loved it. I mean,
I'm gonna be checking my DVR after midnight on. Wait, what day is it air? Friday? I don't even know. Saturday. Okay,
Well,
after midnight. After midnight on Friday, I'm checking the DVR to see if I can watch it.
I will probably read this episode with the second episode just to see if, so it'll run a little bit longer. I'm like I said, it does feel much like what Campbell's done on TV before. It doesn't have to. Out of all the horror series, which there's a lot of good ones right now, I've said it for the longest time. I mean, it's a shame Hannibal's gone because that I thought was perfection, horror perfection on television. But this is like the one that's just good old-fashioned fun, just like Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. and Jack of All Trades. There was nothing overly necessarily deep about those shows, but they were just good old-time fun. And I'm not expecting overly complicated plot lines to this. I think it's just going to be a fucking blast every week. And obviously it's here to stay because it's already picked up for season 2.
Yeah. So is Anchor Bay going to make an ash head to put all your limited edition Blu-rays in? Hopefully. I'm sure. I am very curious to see what the Blu-ray package for this is going to be. God, see, here's my thing. I hope they don't. I've avoided all those Walking Dead fucking fish tank, fucking zombie head screwdriver bullshit. There's no way I can't buy it if they do something for Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Get ready to drop that $150. I probably will too. I was pretty tempted a couple times with Walking Dead. The aquarium was awfully cool, but I just too much else coming out. It's tough.
See, for me, I'm sure it's always your thing too. For me, it's always just I don't want to use that real estate for a giant fucking fish tank and head and whatever else.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have a standard case.
Yeah, I mean, space is an issue. I mean, I have a pretty good deal of space, but with everything I collect, the space is still an issue, and those like you said, really awkward boxes. Sometimes it's tough. But we'll see. I probably will for this, to be honest.
And I'm staring at you right now, Black Maria Texas Chainsaw Massacre set.
They still have that, don't they? That's not sold out yet.
Oh, I'm fuck MPI and Gorgon Video, that bullshit they pulled on me. Because they made it only available on their website because they pulled it off Amazon, and then so I had to pay the $100 for it. Then all of a sudden it's available everywhere else. Fucking, I think you get
for like
$60
now or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it under 50, so it pisses me off when I stare at it.
Yeah, I was tempted to get it because I was like, oh shit, there it is again.
And you know what the thing about that is? They didn't even advertise the fact, and I just kind of lucked into it because I am absolutely a bonus disc whore, and they did not advertise the fact that thing comes with the bonus disc. That is not available in any of the other versions. Yeah.
I mean, it's now that it's I'll have to check, but now that it is lower, I'm like, oh shit, I might as well get that now. But
yeah.
There've been some really, I mean, again, we go back to the After Dark rants for these fucking piece of shit bullshit fucking MOD DVD-R crap that they're charging $20 for. I can't buy those. I'm sorry. Like the X-Files Blu-ray set's coming out, and that could run me close to $200. I'm not going to pay nearly that for those. I mean, it's just. But anyways, that was last week's rant, but that'll probably still come up quite a bit until hopefully they announce proper editions.
Come on, Germany.
So, huh?
I said, come on, Germany.
Yes.
I had to tell you, before we jump onto the next show, I have to tell you, I did get my Hellraiser limited edition box today from Arrow UK.
Oh, sweet. I keep holding out hope that 3 will get a proper edition here.
I'll just kill you. I don't. Lionsgate has it again. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's the thing, though. They shouldn't have to do a lot of work now that there's a good HD master. Although there's been one for a while because the Germans had one. And
yeah.
I wonder if my other set. I'll look if my other set's region free. I know this one's region locked. I have another one that might. I'll look if it's region free.
Yeah, you will have to let me know.
Yeah.
But anyways, I guess we do Scream Queens next, because I personally really thought the last episode was funny, and we were talking about it before. What was your line that you enjoyed in particular?
I cracked up right in the beginning when she brings up the Ouija board, and she's like, "What? Did you see the movie?" She's like, "Ouija? No one saw that movie."
No one saw that. I thought maybe that was the line you were talking about.
Yeah, I was like, damn, so true, but damn.
Nobody saw that shit. I think one of my favorite moments of the night was Chad banging Tabitha the goat from Walking Dead.
There you go. Oh shit. That threw me off. I thought Jamie Lee Curtis, because she kind of really had a good showing in this episode. I mean, we're spoiler-ish on this. So, do you think she is behind it? Because they kind of let us, a couple people, but, or do you think it's going to be everyone's doing their thing? Dan, did we lose you? Hold on. Hold on, people. Technical difficulties. I gotta get to the board. And, oh, geez, okay.
You hear me?
Yeah,
you hear me?
Somehow you got put on hold.
I was getting ready to PM you. I didn't hear I got out banging Tabitha the goat. You laughed, and then boom, it cut me off. It's been a weekly thing lately.
I apparently. Tabitha the goat getting banged. Oh, this episode highlighted Jamie Lee Curtis, I thought, very well. And
yes.
Do you think that it is? Because we've had a couple tip-offs on who the killer is, and a couple different people, different scenarios. Do you think it's a case of them working together, or people just kind of doing their thing?
Yeah, it kind of seems like just everybody is kind of a killer. Everybody's like just anybody's capable of it. So I'm not totally sure how it'll end. I'm enjoying the ride for sure. Even Jamie Lee had that funny line about never trusting a girl with a huge bush of pubic hair because it means they have something to hide.
Yeah, that was funny.
We know she's waxing. I thought this one was really funny. I enjoy this show a lot. It's another one that, of course, Penny Dreadful's fantastic. Hannibal was, like I said, perfection, and American Horror Story and what have you, but it's kind of cool to have a really intelligent, funny, kind of lighthearted horror show as well. It's kind of sad that we probably won't be watching this and, Ash versus the Evil Dead at the same time, because I don't know. I haven't looked up anything. I know this was one that was supposedly not looking too good as far as the season 2, but maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get it through Netflix or something.
Honestly, they can move it to FXX, and kind of, if they're doing, but I know we talked about it before, if they're going that American Horror Story style, you don't have to hire as many high-paid, people, and you can do it on FX, and I think next season it would make a great follow to American Horror Story. 2 hours of horror.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd love to see them do that, and well, I hope they do. Like I said, even if this one doesn't click for everybody, because I wasn't even totally sure, if this was going to be more of a Scream the series, which that's still fucking on, isn't it? Is that coming back? I have to say I haven't really watched much of it. It just hasn't.
Here's the thing with MTV. The way they do ratings and stuff and it's different. Basically, if they want to keep a show, they will, because you don't pay for the show on MTV, you pay for advertising on MTV. So it doesn't matter where you're advertising, when you're advertising. I think it may have a different rate if you're like doing it 3 a.m. But if you're advertising on MTV during prime time and you're paying a flat, whatever MTV says you're paying. They don't do it they do a different pay scale, is what I've heard. So.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Okay,
maybe we need some horror series on MTV.
Didn't help Wrestling Society X.
No, it didn't. Unfortunately, it did not, which was a shame. But, hey, you never know. Maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe UEW, maybe MTV will come a-calling.
You never know.
Never know. But, yeah, no, this was a great episode, again, of Scream Queens. And, yeah, the Ouija reference was awfully funny. And it's kind of cool seeing Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode actually doing the stalking in this episode.
Yeah. And, honestly, if it wasn't for her, I probably would have still gave it a shot.
She definitely, that's why I'm actually kind of surprised this isn't more successful, but, Jamie Lee Curtis really hasn't done a whole lot over the last decade.
She doesn't mean a lot to many other than us anymore. To mainstream audiences. Because, yes, she became a mainstream star, but that doesn't matter to the teens, the tweens. Just because, your dad liked her in True Lies, I don't think he's tuning in Scream Queen, so it's pretty much just this horde diehards that are oh, Jamie Lee, yes. Act like you've never.
She will always be Laurie Strode.
Don't act like you've never just watched an Activia commercial because she's on it.
Oh, I've rubbed it out to Activia now for years.
There you go.
Activia commercial, and then I've got the True Lies striptease, going on my phone. That's every Saturday night.
That's the loop. I know you're throwing in some trading places. I know you're throwing in some trading places too.
Absolutely, of course. Yeah. I like I said, she's still a very attractive lady. It's not too late to do nudity in a horror show in this case. Hey, they do nudity all the time on American Horror Story, so Jamie Lee, I'm just saying it's not too late.
When they move to FXX or FX, if they do, I'm not trying to confirm anything. I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't know.
This is a side rant, but also Jamie Lee Curtis oriented. True Lies was one I've always been shocked never got a sequel, because I know they were talking about it even in the last few years, but it's just never happened. I kind of feel like they should, do it where they're divorced because Arnold fucked the maid and, he's trying to win her back somehow. You could bring back Eliza Dushku and, his rebellious daughter, and I don't know, put in a terrorist subplot. It'd work. It kind of writes itself.
And how do you work? And how do we work Tom Arnold in all this?
Yeah, you got to find some way to get him in there. It's I don't know though. Arnold now is doing direct to VOD zombie flicks and reality shows, so I don't know, maybe the time has passed, but I'd still like to see True Lies too. And I'd like to see another striptease from Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm not going to lie. I don't care how old she is. It's still hot.
I think that's because Cameron takes too long to do shit, and he hasn't done a sequel since Terminator 2. I mean, he keeps promising us more Avatar. I'm fine if we don't ever get any more Avatar, but...
Oh, you'll get more Avatar. The box office on that, you're going to get more Avatar. Right now, I mean, God, it's what my brother has already ordered tickets ahead of time, because apparently you have to for Star Wars, and I'm like, God damn, that's going to be a fucking zoo, especially in Atlanta. God. But I will be going there opening night. I have a shirt. It's got Leonard Nimoy as Spock, and he's doing the hand thing, and it says, one in the pink, or two in the pink, one in the stink. So that's what I'll be wearing to opening night.
I thought you were going to say it says "May the Force be with you" on it. Either way, you might get beat up.
It could be interesting. People can get really, particularly sci-fi fandom. They get awfully animated. But anyways, that's Scream Queens. I know Todd's not caught up on it, but American Horror Story last night. Ooh, the school violence. I was very surprised. That seems like that could have been a very controversial episode, if there were a school shooting. It's one that I was looking at thinking, like, fuck, they're lucky that there wasn't some big case in the news where that was going to get pulled, because it certainly would have. But anyways, Walking Dead. Todd, what did you think? I thought this was a fantastic episode, very different than the first few we've gotten.
Yeah, it was, and honestly, this is the episode we needed for Morgan, because we didn't know what happened in between crazy, whacked-out guy to the Jedi Master. We needed that Yoda experience, and apparently Yoda comes in the form of the transvestite from the Drew Carey Show.
Drew Carey, yeah. You beat me to it. I was going to make a Drew Carey transvestite joke.
Sweet. Well, now that I've stolen all your material.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, that's your fucking Yoda. But John Carroll Lynch did a fantastic job. And they mentioned it on Talking Dead. Because I was really thinking, I'm like, this motherfucker is the John Creighton, whatever, the killer. I was like, that's what this twist is going to be. But they didn't go that route.
No. I think that was done on purpose, so you were kind of, because the way that was done at the table, and he's like, you're the master of redirection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There were a lot of. I'm like, this guy. I was watching it actually with my mom, and I'm like, this dude's the fucking killer. This is gonna be a somewhat obvious but nonetheless cool twist. Maybe it was too obvious. I don't know. It may not have been as well received if he were the killer, but I have to say, for a guest star, I haven't seen so much. Sort of almost sadness, actually, a little bit on some of the message boards for Eastman. I thought he did a hell of a job. We always talk about, like, some spin-off stories. I was like, God, I would have liked to have seen a little bit from his perspective, coming off of essentially starving a guy for 47 days and what the zombie apocalypse was like at that beginning portion for him. I don't know, maybe Fear the Walking Dead crosses paths for an episode. I'd like to see Eastman again.
That's what I was thinking, too. They could easily do that. It was funny you mentioned that, because I was thinking that, too, because I noticed some stuff. I noticed, people, the feels, whatever. But you have to think of it like this, because it is a TV show, and yes, he is a one-and-done character. But it was a 90-minute episode. I mean, you get attached to characters in a movie in the same span of time, Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, it was a great acting job. I hope he does some conventions, actually, because I would love to get an autograph from him.
You want it on the tranny pick, don't you?
Well, if I met him, of course, I'm going to get a Drew Carey tranny pick as well. You know, maybe he has like a career collage like Warwick Davis usually sells with Leprechaun, and you know, he's been in a lot of shit. I have to say, very diverse guy who can. I remember he was on Carnival at one point as the detective.
Because I know originally, you know, I know him as Drew's brother Steve, but after that, it's a lot more serious. I mean, the guy can act. It's not just sitcom work. Not talking shit on sitcom actors. I'm just saying the guy can go serious really good. I honestly, and while watching that whole killer thing they were talking about, I was like, I'd like to see him pull off Gacy.
Well, obviously you've watched that far on Hotel.
I have not. I'm like, see.
Oh, no, I thought that was a hell of a coincidence.
Okay, then it was.
You weren't aware that he plays Gacy on American Horror Story Hotel?
I was not.
Oh, well, yeah. Not this week, but the week before, he was, in fact, John Wayne Gacy on Hotel. So you already had it, Todd. You didn't know it.
Okay. Well, now I really got to catch up. No, I have not even watched the season. I'm still a couple seasons behind. Wow, that is too funny. And wow. Okay.
One of the better episodes ever, actually. You know, obviously I've spoiled a very minor thing for you there, but when you made that comment, I'm like, oh, okay, well, he must be aware. He did play Gacy.
So by the time I catch up, I'll have forgotten that. Or if I don't, oh well. It's my what did you say? Spoilers are coming. It's my fault. I'm on here.
There you go. Well, all you know is you see him as Gacy at some point.
Well,
that doesn't spoil too much.
And obviously that's something I wanted to see, and that's too funny.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a hell of a random comment. I'm like, okay, well, he's not that far behind. He's only one episode behind.
I can't wait to see.
You will have to binge watch. You will have to binge watch, but
my November I plan to binge watch everything in the world because from December 5th to January 23rd I will have no shows to go to, so I'm going to watch a lot of shit that in the month of December.
A lot of TV.
And early. Yes. That is my.
I have a lot of TV to catch up on. Some of it, I did just order The Leftovers, another sort of apocalyptic show that I've been DVRing season 2. I don't know. Do you watch that one?
No, you'll have to tell me if it's worth checking out. That's an HBO or Showtime show, right?
I think Stars. But I'm not sure now.
Really?
Yeah, it's got a hell of a cast. Justin Theroux, Christopher Eccleston, Doctor Who fan, I couldn't remember his name, and Liv Tyler. Apparently Liv Tyler shows her bush in the last episode, so I've got to binge watch to catch up to that.
Jersey Girl herself?
Indeed she does. I think I saw it on Mr. Skin. So, yeah, it's actually season 1. It was expensive when it came out. It was like, God, I think it was like almost $50. So I was
that's why.
But it's 26 last I checked. I ordered it 2 days ago, which wasn't bad.
That's why I think it's an HBO show because they're always super expensive. I'm looking it up.
They've gotten a little bit. Yeah, I remember because Sopranos.
True Blood.
Like I watched part of that, but there were certain periods where we didn't have HBO, and I was like, I just kind of never got to watch that straight through. But the sets were always the DVD sets. It was like, holy fucking shit, those things, and they never go down.
Nope.
But
Leftovers season
yeah,
1, $26.99.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It should be arriving tomorrow. So, love a good apocalyptic type show. So
Damn
I'm gonna...
you, Warner Home Video doesn't tell me anything. Although HBO is distributed by Warner Home Video, so I'm trying to get to the back. What else we got to say about Walking Dead? Well, I'm checking if I'm right.
Well, I will miss Tabitha the goat. I think Walking Dead could have used a sort of animal icon on it. I think that would have been pretty cool to see Tabitha the goat just being a regular. Although I know at some point there was going to be a bad, like, where they're trying to hide from zombies, and Rick probably would have capped her anyway. So, nonetheless, pretty sad stuff. Did you see they gave away her goat cheese on Talking Dead?
I did. I thought that was pretty funny.
I would kind of be a little pissed because wasn't it the last episode of Talking Dead they gave away like an actual prop, and I'm like, I get fucking goat cheese. I was hoping to make a mince on eBay.
It is HBO, by the way.
Yeah, I DVR so much now I can't keep.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
You can't figure out what's on where. But you can still eBay the goat cheese.
Huh?
You can still throw on eBay the goat cheese.
Yeah, I would think you'd have a very short period to sell cheese.
Overnight that shit.
I was going to say 10 years from now, it's like I've kept this frozen. I don't know if you die when you eat it, but it isn't Tabitha the goat cheese.
Yeah, but everyone got a nice zombie action figure.
Yeah, it's funny. I had picked that up a couple days before. I haven't. Do you collect the Walking Dead figures, or not a figure collector?
I do not. And you know what I should do? And I just thought of this. Oh, fuck, I think he leaves. I'm going to be having a visitor next Thursday, which, shit, we may have to figure out something, because McGibbon, our former co-host, will be here.
Oh, yeah, he did say. I didn't think it was that soon, but he did tell me that.
He gets in Thursday and will be gone Sunday. Shit. We may have to figure something out, and maybe in the year after. Well, maybe we'll do it early. I don't know.
We'll work it out.
Yes,
we'll come up with something. Well, I was going to say maybe we won't do a show this week because November 17th is packed, as we said earlier, but this week not so much, although we do have some stuff we can certainly review, but we'll talk about it. But with the 5 minutes that we have left, because I think we probably covered about everything on Walking Dead, I kind of kept thinking, like you said, they already beat me to all the Karate Kid stuff that I thought while I was watching the episode, but I'm like, oh shit, everybody's already done all the jokes. Maybe a Pat Morita zombie, I will throw it out there. I had some clever stuff there. But in the couple-minute wrestling rant, who would be your choice right now? What would you do with Rollins now out through WrestleMania, too, which I'm kind of curious how that would stack up, because I do think the plan was to have him hold that belt now through WrestleMania. What do you think? What would you do? Who would you put the gold on November? Because I'll be there live.
What day is that? The 22nd?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it was right before Thanksgiving.
Okay. Jeez. God, who do I want it to go on, or who do I know it's going on?
Well, both. Want first.
Longest shot, but Kevin Owens. Or
that's who I want too.
Followed, I guess Dean would be right below him. Reality, Roman.
although I guess if you are going to put the title on him, maybe it's better to just do it and not have it like the big WrestleMania chase where fans might revert to hating him again. So I could kind of see some logic there.
Unless they full-on turn Ambrose now and he gets it, then, I could see them doing that, then he's chasing Ambrose for the title.
That's kind of like the more realistic scenario that I kind of maybe might like to see, because they sure as hell seem to be teasing the hell out of an Ambrose heel turn, but I would almost do the reverse somehow. Maybe have Roman Reigns go heel on Ambrose and just, take a shot with Ambrose. I don't know, maybe. But it's WWE. They're already talking about bringing Cena back early and maybe Brock Lesnar now, too.
Well, okay, we're going in the archive in about a minute. Everyone, if we cut out, I know you'll be disappointed on our wrestling conversation. I forgot what I was going to say. Luckily, that weekend I'll have 2 straight days of UEW before Survivor Series. So I'll be
yeah, maybe we'll announce it right now, because especially with Chris visiting. We probably won't have a show this week, this next Thursday. We'll just do a longer show perhaps for the 18th, whatever it is. But I'm pretty excited for Survivor Series now. I'm hoping. It's always kind of a big deal when somebody gets the title for the first time, and unless they bring Cena back and have him win the belt, you got to think it's very likely that we'll have a new champion. I will throw it out there, though. Owens had the perfect debut. I mean, the perfect. He even knew he's got that special ability to even turn it on the fans to try and cheer for him. I mean, he would be beyond perfect to carry that title into WrestleMania. I think he could have a fantastic match with anyone.
I have to tell you, there was a guy at Hellbound who was dressed up as Kevin Owens, looked just like him, had the KO shirt, had the IC title and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty funny when Human Tornado came out. He stopped and looked at him because Human Tornado tagged with then Kevin Steen in PWG. So there was kind of a cool little moment face off with them.
That does sound interesting. Yeah, I just think. If they had kept his momentum going, the second they had Cena beat him, I was just like, why do you keep doing this? It was going so well. They could have really have had a really just hot program going right now with him taking that title into WrestleMania. But it's not too late. I don't think he's ruined yet. I hope they don't kind of Bray Wyatt him where every possible big moment he has is just, flushed. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm very curious to see what the card is now. I don't know who's going to be on Team Undertaker, or if that's just going to be a tag match now, because they may need a lot of people for this tournament, depending how they do it. I actually don't mind the sort of one-night tournament thing, make it a theme. But
like a King of the Ring style, and then you still have your Brothers of Destruction match.
Yeah, you got the Divas match and everything.
You can do the team still, just bring in Papa Shango and who else was in the ministry? Naked Midian.
There you go.
Done. 4 and 4. There's 4 of them now? Wait. How many Wyatts are there? 4, right?
4. Yeah, I was going to say kind of going back to because they keep saying traditional 5-on-5. I'm like, that wasn't the fucking tradition. It became. But I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of interesting possibility, certainly being able to see it live, but we will. I don't know. We will see. There's really, like you said, there's also the issue of how do you handle Roman Reigns? Is this just going to be a tournament to see who faces him, since he already technically had the title shot? So it'll be interesting to see how they explain it. But a heel turn coming soon, because who's the authority going to get behind?
Yeah. I mean, there's always the old, since he's the number one contender, he gets to pull a Hogan, Andre the Giant, skip the first round.
Yeah, although that just sort of seems like if he's going to be a face, that he gets that sort of easy street road to the title. But I don't know. We'll see. But that was certainly pretty shocking news that Rollins is out now. And Orton's probably going to miss WrestleMania too. So, I'm not saying I'm happy, Orton's injured or anything, but I don't know, you might be, I don't know, but maybe we'll finally get a WrestleMania card where, Dolph Ziggler might actually get a singles match, not a tag match.
Nah, they'll call Kevin Nash out of retirement.
Yeah, there you go. Dolph, you're doing the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. We'll let you win it. I hope we don't see the Andre the Giant Battle Royal this year, but I imagine we probably will. But anyways, I know we're in the archives now, so I guess we'll just say to be announced for next week's show. We'll see. Todd and I'll talk, but if not, we'll have a whole bunch of reviews for you the following week. And I don't know, maybe we will have a holiday special at some point, because there are Christmas horror movies to be had this year, which isn't always the case. So, Todd, anything to add?
Yeah, I'm thinking we take a stand and we don't do it till the last week of November to fight all this early Christmas bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, or maybe a Black Friday special. Who knows? But I think that's all we have. I'm trying to.
Maybe I forgot. Yeah, we can do a Wet Wednesday and do our all X-rated reviews.
There you go. Wet Wednesday will happen at some point. We'll take out the porn parodies.
We got some Vinegar Syndrome stuff too. We got Wild Wilderness. We got to check out on the streaming site. Have you got that set up yet?
No, I don't. TV? No, I do not. I have to say I do not. I have to figure out how to do that, but I will. So something I have to work on. But yeah, we will have tons of stuff for you guys through this month. And I don't know, maybe we'll do a holiday special again, because it kind of makes sense this year. We'll definitely do Krampus. I'm excited for that. Krampus is apparently why Trick or Treat 2, because I think Michael Dougherty said it's like he noticed like everybody was starting to like try and do a Krampus movie, so I think it was kind of a case of, all right, we need to do Krampus before we do Trick or Treat 2. So hopefully that's still happening. And I'm still gunning for...
Wasn't there Kevin Smith discuss Krampus also?
I thought so, yeah. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but yeah, I thought that was something that was supposedly going to happen. I mean, there's like 2 or 3... there's the 2 out, right, that just came out, and I think maybe one other Krampus indie feature on the way, and
it's all.
I know it's PG-13, and some people were salty about that, but I still think that's going to be a pretty damn good movie.
Krampus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I already know someone who's seen it. He invited me to the premiere. Kyle Wilder was on last week. Got to
what did he think?
Dance Grammy. He enjoyed it, and he's a huge Trick or Treat fan also. Technically, he's not allowed to talk about it. Technically, he's not allowed to talk about it yet, but I have secondhand knowledge. So hopefully he didn't sign anything non-disclosure.
Oh, hey, all these it's positive, but you can't blame that. But anyway,
I'm sure he didn't sign Kyle Wilde on anything, so hopefully they don't know his government name.
There you go. Yeah, I remember when we got a screener way back for some movie, and it was like, if you try and duplicate this, we'll know. We'll come to your house and we'll take your house from you. That was awfully interesting. I was like, God, I guess they actually can trace it now. So, anyways, we will see you guys soon, and good night.
And make sure you listen to all the other Horror Society shows, Calling Hours, Creepshow Radio when it's on. We'll figure out something if we're doing something next week.
And download us on iTunes and Stitcher if you have those.
Yes, I'm trying to find a themed out. Okay, good night, y'all.
Night.
It's here.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
They're all taught, don't.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Gingy. Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Gentlemen, I am pain.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Universal Studios Hollywood is introducing the California Neighbor Pass. For the neighborly price of just $119 online, you get over 200 days in the park. So swing by and share some laughs with your neighbors, like the Minions. Or Homer Simpson.
Go nuts.
Even go on an adventure with Harry Potter.
Stay close and follow me.
Visit UniversalStudiosHollywood.com to get over 200 days of thrills, laughter, and wonder with the new California Neighbor Pass for $119 online. Pass valid for 9 months from selected first visit date. Blackout dates, restrictions apply. Universal Studios Hollywood is introducing the California Neighbor Pass. For the neighborly price of just $119 online, you get over 200 days in the park. So swing by and share some laughs with your neighbors, like the Minions. Or Homer Simpson.
Go nuts.
Even go on an adventure with Harry Potter.
Stay close and follow me.
Visit UniversalStudiosHollywood.com to get over 200 days of thrills, laughter, and wonder with the new California Neighbor Pass for $119 online. Pass valid for 9 months from selected first visit date. Blackout dates, restrictions apply.